All right. So this is our first official leader call, and we're going to try to keep these sort of, I think our thought process was we would do our team call on the opposite week of the leader call. So since we're doing the leader call this week, we'll do our team call next week and have them every other week. That way we can kind of just stay on the same page and kind of brainstorm and map things out. Um, Emily and I were talking before this, and we've talked a little bit about this, and I just want to share my thoughts around this, and then anyone can share, and Emily, Katie, anyone can chime in. Um, but like I feel like, right now is just, and I know I shared this a little bit on the call, I feel like, but right now is just a little weird. Like it's a little hard, not hard, that's not the word. Just it feels different right now because we don't have products to sell. Therefore, we're just selling an opportunity. So a lot of people are going to come into this space and if they never recruited people, they're going to be like, I don't know what to do and this doesn't light them up, right? We have to think about like I really try to think about even myself. Like I'm like I came over here, my team didn't follow me. I'm starting over from scratch. I have several people that have joined, but it's not like people are beating down my door. I'm just being real. And I think there's some reasons for that. And I think that we can't lose sight as leaders, we can't lose sight of what we know to be true about this business. Like we know that this is what we've wait. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for a lot of us. Like we know that this is what we've waited for, dreamt about, never had the opportunity to do before. So now having this, when if we continue to plant seeds, because again, not everybody's going to get this. They're not going to grasp it because they weren't us looking for this once in a lifetime opportunity, right? They're looking for maybe a side business. They've not been in other businesses. They don't know the difference, not being disrespectful, but they just don't know what they don't know. And so I think it's up to us to continue to plant the seeds, but also help them understand that if they can trust this process with planting the seeds and showing up and sharing. And for me, that looks like actively seeking people out. Because again, I did some stories just a little bit ago about like what drew me to Atmosphere. And I don't know what that'll look like or if anybody will come in that way, but just continuing to share my heart about what this is and what this means and what this is going to do for so many other women. But I too have had a weird, when I went into my last company, it was like I had everything to share. Like I enrolled all these people. We had products. If they didn't want to be a part of the opportunity, guess what? They had the products and then they wanted to be a part of the opportunity. Where this, I'm going to be real, I thought this gap in time frame of like, okay, we get our link and then this long gap of having all this time before we launch products, I thought that was going to be really good. And I think there's still a purpose to it. And I believe that this is how it's meant to be. And I really don't know what their reasoning was for this long gap. However, I was like, okay, this is going to be good because we're going to get all these people in the door. We're going to have all this time to share this opportunity. And then we're going to have this another huge wave where I feel like this is a really lengthy amount of time where we're kind of like sitting here like, okay, my team isn't really doing anything and they're kind of like, what are we doing and what do I do next? So if you're feeling that way, I'm feeling that way. I'm feeling kind of like I'm scratching my head like why doesn't everybody want to do this and what's happening? So I just think as leaders, if we are going to set the pace for our teams and we're going to create spark and fire and excitement about this, we have to, and I'm telling myself this too because I've been in my head a little bit, not necessarily about Atmosphere, just about previous company and situations that I get to deal with because I said yes to this. And so I have been just kind of in my head about some things. And so I think we just got to stay true to the path. And also, like another fun thing would be to like tag people, each other, right? Like how are we creating excitement and fire around what we're going to get to do here? And really, like Emily said earlier, but we talked about this, but just like I'm big on painting the vision of like what this could look like because right now you don't need the income. I mean, I don't know who doesn't, but right now you don't see the opportunity. You don't understand. You just aren't here where I am. But in 6 months, what's your life going to look like in 6 months when you built this out because you decided you wanted to be the first, and then in 6 months you're like, holy cow, this blew up. So I think it's just it feels like I feel a little bit like I'm beating my head against a wall right now, but like I know it's going to be great and I know I have no doubt this is going to be insane. It's just right now figuring out how to keep everybody engaged and show up for ourselves and for our teams.
Yeah, and it's gonna start with us because I just know me, I look to Allie and Lindsay Petty. What are those girls doing? And I follow their lead, and we're the leaders. So everyone that we've enrolled, they're gonna do half what we're doing.
Mhm.
So if we're only doing this 10%, we're only going to get like 5% from them. So I just keep thinking about that. They're going to look at my stories and see what I'm saying, my posts, see what I'm posting. And, you know, I enrolled a lot of people, but I talked about it every day for like a week. And then you're kind of like, okay, well, I can't talk about this every single day, because that's not sustainable either. I want to sprinkle in my real life and my other offers and my other things. And so I think for us, it's just going to be the excitement we have when we're talking about it and just like really the confidence that we have. Because a lot of that, like if we're kind of like, I don't know, like imagine how they're feeling because they aren't even recruiters. Like we're the recruiters here. So I think we just have to be modeling that. And what I've been doing in my little chat is when I see someone else's story, like I shared someone else's story loop today, I was like, this is really good. Like if you guys need some inspiration, because sometimes just seeing from another leader that's not on our team is like, wow, people are like leaving big businesses for this. People really believe in this. And it's going to be huge when it's here. But yeah, it does feel like a little, quite the lull. Um, yeah, I do feel like I'm twiddling my thumbs a bit.
I know. I just it's weird. It's weird because this isn't quite how, you know, I've I thought this was exact, this just is different. It's a learning thing, and I believe that the timing is perfect. I believe that when we get to the other side of this, and I'm actually kind of grateful for my nervous system a little bit that we're not like, because I'm like, okay, I prayed for this. God was like, didn't want me to run myself into the ground. So this is your blessing at the same time. So take your time, but also do the work. And like Michelle said, I love what she said about Make Wellness and how she had a conversation with someone and they kind of sat around. And right now, I think a lot of people, it's like, I don't know, it's so hard, I think, as a leader too, because you're like, you're trying to balance helping your people do the things, but we also, and I'm not, again, I don't mean any disrespect, but Michelle and I had this conversation. It's like, we got to keep moving. We're moving way too fast and we want to help our team and we're going to help guide them and give them post ideas and all this. But, you know, we got to keep enrolling people and bringing new blood into this and finding those people that really want to run with it, not the people that are kind of like, I don't know, ho humming around and can't put their first post on social media. It's like we got to move here. Now's the time, even though we're in a lull. So it's kind of weird.
Mhm. I really liked what Katie you said in your stories when we launched. You like went on and talked and you were like, I didn't think I could do this again. And that's been on my heart because I think I found out about this opportunity like back in September, like so early. I had so much time to process it and like grieve the loss of my previous business. And like, I just think about other big leaders that maybe are feeling stuck in their business. Like, they're, if they're just now learning about this, it's going to take them a minute to wrap their minds around. And like, if you've ever been a top leader, you, it's hard building that big business and you think you can't do it again. Like, you get that imposter syndrome and it's like, I have to do all that work again. Um, and so I think just like telling that kind of stuff too helps those people watching us, like, work up that courage to be like, can I do this again? Can I do this again? Because, and talking about the experience, because like, I didn't think I could do this again. And I was like dreading it, to be honest with you. And then once we started going and we were getting people in and it was exciting and just watching those numbers go up and people like just happy to be here, I was like, this is why I did it. I was so complacent, and it was so comfortable, but it didn't feel good. You just
Mhm.
felt like you were collecting a paycheck for kind of like not really doing anything. And I was kind of like, that doesn't feel good. Now I'm here and I have like Mary, she's like thrilled to have enrolled, what, 3 people, Mary? She's on her first leader call ever. And I'm like just really excited to see people win when they haven't gotten to win in another business. And so I think just sharing that, like whether that's your own experience, like, dude, I've already enrolled X amount of people. Like I have a team of this and we don't even have products yet. And with my previous business, it took me how long to get to this point? I think people like hearing that kind of stuff because then they start thinking like their numbers. Well, when I was that far in my business, I had this many people. I wonder if I'd how many would I have now, if I got in early. So just kind of thinking about different ways we can share this business.
And I think the timing of other leaders coming over here too is just like kind of like to piggyback off of what you said. I mean, I think about, and again, no disrespect, but I think about the brainwashing and the things that I was told in previous businesses that made me stay there longer than I should have. So they're sitting there and they're like, nope, no shiny objects because that's nope, like laser focus, right? And so I think it's just, we're going to eventually have people, but they're just not there. They're just not there yet, I feel like, and that's just going to take some time. Um, okay, so what else? We wanted to cover something else, Emily.
Well, one more thing I want to say
Okay.
before we move on. Still in quarter one, and quarter one is the slowest month of sales. So that means the people watching us talking, if they were already feeling stuck in their business, they're at an all-time low right now. So, I mean, this is actually a really good time for us to be talking about new business, how it's going well, all those things.
Yeah.
Um, because and then summer is also slow. So it is really good timing for us.
And there's
To
also
do this.
there's also this is the other thing I want to say. There's also denial about numbers, and there's denial like, okay, every business is slow, and every network marketing company is experiencing this. And so when we start being able to show numbers and things, I think that's going to be so fun too, just because like not to like create FOMO, but just to like show people what's possible here and like what they can do here.
Mhm. Yeah. So the other thing we were going to talk about is we had a leader call with Lindsay Petty yesterday, and the qualifications to get on that leader call are once you enroll 10 of your own personally enrolled, you can come to that leader call with her. And it was really cool because it's a pretty small group. Sorry about my notifications. But we were kind of talking about what do we do right now to get people excited and recognize them. So anyone that has enrolled 5 or more by tomorrow, they're going to be recognized. We're going to turn them into her. And so she's going to do some sort of like recognition post. So that will be good. That's something that we can share. So let's try to I think a lot of us are already on that list, but if you haven't enrolled 5 yet, try to get on that list. See if you can enroll 2 by tomorrow. Um, but that'll be really good too. Because right now we don't have, like Tabitha said, we don't have sales to share. We don't really have a lot of numbers to share other than how many people are on our team. So yeah, I've submitted everybody. So if you enroll more people, just let me know so I can update those numbers. And I think we also just kind of wanted to like see what do you guys need from us and how are you guys feeling? Is there anything we can do, to help you guys?
Can I just ask a question? So,
No, Michelle.
no, just shut up. Okay, so this like lull period that we're talking about. I know that for me personally, basically everybody that I have signed has never done this before. So, obviously, that's why they're not really feeling like the pep in their step to do something. So, do you think that we could like would it be helpful for them at this point to kind of like just kind of really stay really close and just kind of give I know that there's that 10-day social media plan in there in the app and all of that, but I feel like when people are super new, if you're not literally holding their hand and doing it with them, they're not going to do it. So like what if we like I don't know, do some sort of I don't want to say training, but like some sort of a way to just get them to see that like by moving and really just diving into sharing about it, they're going to see people are joining, and then they're going to feel that excitement. And then we're all going to feel the excitement. You know what I mean? Because I do think that like the people that are in my network that I know network marketing are already with a company. And it's going to take a minute for us to convince them to come over here, I believe. So I feel like unless we're finding people that are not with a company but know how valuable this is, we're going to either need to wait or we're going to need to train them like now. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that would look like. I don't know what we could even do besides the fact that we're giving them every resource that they possibly need. But I mean, I feel like with what, 2 weeks left or a little less than 2 weeks left to get everybody enrolled for the foundational thing. I feel like we could do a lot in that time, but it obviously is going to depend on the people that are actually willing to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they need to plug into the Wednesday night calls because those calls
Yeah.
are for them. I mean, they're for all of us. And then we're going to have our team meeting Thursday. And so we just need people to show up to these things too.
Yeah.
And I just think, as somebody's guide, like if like let's say you enrolled somebody and you're just feeling like I want to hold this person's hand, but I feel like I need a little more help with them. What if we just created like little group chats, with that individual person, or even like if you have a cluster of, Michelle, if you have three new advocates or
It's okay. I know.
affiliates. Hey, I'm going to start a chat with me, you, and Tabitha. How's that sound? So that we can kind of check in every day, like a smaller pod, whatever works
Yeah.
for you guys. Those I feel like work because you can send voice memos and then, they don't get quite as overwhelmed as they do in the big group chat with like all the messages flying in there because it's more specific to like, hey, here's what you guys can do today. Here's an idea for what you guys can do today. And then gradually release them to the big group. But like also like you could send like little encouraging reminders like, hey, we're gonna have a team meeting. I really want you guys to be on there. I don't know what you think about that because I'm just a little hesitant to do too many more calls than we're
Yeah.
already doing because there's a lot of calls and you can get bogged down with calls and like I'm showing up to like 5 calls a week. Why isn't my business growing? Well, because you're showing up to the calls, but you're not actually like doing the things.
Right.
And I also made that checklist yesterday, which I feel like is helpful for leaders because you can be like, hey, where are you at on this checklist? Because like we got to hold them accountable too. Like, did you put the calls in your calendar? Did you make your list of 20 people? I'm telling people like, hey, after you make your list of 20 people, because that's not an overwhelming list, I'm like, will you send me a picture of it?
Mm.
Because if they've never talked to people before, I'm like, okay, cool. Susan, who's that? Tell me about her.
Yeah.
That's my sister-in-law. I'm like, okay, cool. Has she ever done anything like this before? No, I'm like, okay, cool. Here's like a good message to send her. That's kind of what I do with the hand-holding people.
Yeah.
I also think it's important with those people that have never done this before to know what their goals are, right? So if they're like, yeah, I want to make an extra $200 a month or whatever that is, so you can kind of back into what their daily work should look like. And like Emily said, still be able to hold them accountable with like, okay, you said you wanted to make $1,500 a month. By breaking this out, that looks like we need to have this many new conversations per day. And in those small pod chats, hey, did you get your 5 new connections done today? Like, how did it go? Do you need help? What, you know what I'm saying? To be like, remember, this was the goal that you had. Or like, okay, you want to take Saturday, Sundays off. Your goal is to have 1 new connection a day and 3 follow-ups or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
And
almost
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it kind of starts to feel like that dragging thing, like the whole
Yeah.
thing, and I don't want to do
Yeah.
that either.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done that before, and I don't want to do that again.
Agreed.
I was just gonna say, I feel like hand holding is a little different than dragging them. So,
Yeah.
like, if they're in my DMs and they're like, "Hey, this is my conversation," I love
Yeah.
to help those people.
Yeah.
But I do not want to go looking for you. Where have you been? What are you doing? I'm not doing that.
And I think as a leader, it's like we often, and I know Michelle, we've talked a little bit about this, but it's like it falls on us. We think it falls on us because we're like, okay, then I need to be actively helping them better. I need to be a better hand holder or whatever. When it's like, how many times have I said, pull me into a 3-way message, please? Like,
True.
what do you need? Like, here's this call. I highly recommend you get on this call if you have not launched your business or started, there's like, it's just like, bleh. So I get you, but I think also just going back to find more people, find
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people, and we're gonna find the runners. I think just right now, a lot of my people have no experience either, and this is different.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so I think we're gonna, especially when we launch products, then it's gonna be a whole new like, okay, here's the focus today. I would highly recommend highlighting this product today, right? Or like using this product on camera, like do it. Here's these points about this product, to where we're giving them more action steps where right now, again, it goes back to like if they've never done this and they've never recruited, they don't feel the capability or the confidence to be able to do it, and we got to just continue to show them. I don't know.
I have a quick question. So, are you guys bringing on people who are only going to be business builders, like right now? Like, because I had a couple, no.
I'm just bringing on anybody that wants to go for this, but I'm also not talking about the discount. Like you can get a discount on the products and come in because of that. I'm not highlighting
Yeah,
that.
because I feel like a couple people, I feel like because they were in my last business and that's kind of what they did to get in the door. And yeah, I mean, of course, some of those people turn into, I was one of those people who joined that way. And then I turned into one of the top leaders. So it's like, I get that, but I'm like struggling to even like I'm like kind of like repelling those people
Yeah.
because I just don't want to build that type of business. So I'm like, should I be just bringing in anybody and everybody right now?
Well, I would, Katie, because even if they're just going to get a kit,
Mhm.
like you can rank advance in March and get a
Yeah.
productive paycheck in April.
Okay.
And
And
then
so
maybe
even if
they
they're just going
do
to be
decide.
product people, because we're like advertising that this is an affiliate hybrid and they don't have to recruit. So, you know,
Yeah. But but affiliates sell. That's my thing is like people who are not even willing to like share, they just want to snag a kit. Like, is that what I
if they
kit?
want to, yeah, yeah, buy a kit in March because that's like, I don't know, we had that list of however many kits got you what rank. I mean, I think it'd be awesome if I could get 100 kits, like,
Hmm.
you
But I've
know?
thought I've thought that from the get-go when they've called it an affiliate hybrid, and I've never said this out loud, but it's like, okay, I love the idea and it's great, but like who's gonna sell at $250? Who's gonna sell $250 by themselves alone, but not enroll people? Like, why would you even do that? Like, I don't know. It's just it's like I see I hear you, Katie, on what you said about like affiliates sell though. So these people, like for me, who I've had people join the last two businesses, three businesses that I've done, and they want to join this too, and they've joined it, and I'm grateful and I want them here. But I'm like, you gotta sell. You gotta
Yeah.
talk about it. So you think this is the magic token, but it's no different if you're not going to talk about it. So it's interesting.
Hmm.
Well, when I was with Norwex, I was just a seller. And then when I joined Green Compass, I was afraid to talk about the business. So all I did was sell in the beginning. And I was like, I don't know, $3,000 to $4,000 in sales. And I was scared to recruit. Like Allie had to really be like, you need to start talking about the business. Because I'm like, I loved the product. So I think there will be people like that.
Yeah, there will.
And like anyone I recruited in the beginning, it was super uncomfortable. It was like, just they were kind of coming to join because they like the product so much. So it just kind of like happened. So I do think that there will be, people that come on and they just come on because they're like, oh, I don't have to recruit, and then they will later,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
So, or somebody that has, another business already, but they want to like have something else to share and they're purposefully not going to build here. Also, like, keep this here. I wouldn't go like talking about this, but a lot of Alavita girls are joining this. Even the ones that have businesses that are doing well. They're like, because like one of the girls I really wanted to recruit, she came from Beauty Counter and then went to Alaveda when it closed. And I was like, hey, you probably aren't interested. I bet you're super happy with Alavita. And she was like, I actually already got a link with somebody else because it was like her old Beauty Counter leader or whatever. But a lot of them are going to get the kits to try it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I heard that some of the top leaders are like not super happy over there right now. So I don't know any details, but
I
Just
think
letting you guys know.
just meet people where they are too. Like that's the best thing you can do is like whether they're going to come in and be whatever or need hand holding or not, it's like just meet them where they are and give them a place to like that's my big thing is I want no matter what you do here, I want you to feel like you have a place to grow. And if right now you don't want to work the business, but in 6 months you decide to, I want you to feel like you have a home here and that you can do this. And I just think that is important for people who we all started at zero and we all started with no experience. And so the people that don't have it, that will hopefully just give them the boost that they need to just like be like, all right, I'm ready to try this, and go for it.
Yeah. We don't want to pressure people or anything like that because that puts a bad taste in their mouth too.
It's just hard as a leader that knows what we have here though, too, to also be like, not like grab people by the shoulders and shake them and be like, hello, what are you doing? Oh gosh. Does anybody have anything they want to share or like anything that they I'm just going to be working today to seek more people out really and just ask. Like I've been going through my followers that and I haven't done this a whole lot, but like and it's weird how you reach out and they're just like, "Yeah, actually I am interested," and they haven't seen anything about it, which is so weird because I'm like, "How could you like I guess you just haven't seen my stuff. That's fine." Um so I think I'm just going to work harder on seeking people out to just open the conversation and the door and whatever if they don't want to, that's fine.
I've been doing that too. I just go through who I'm following on Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
Um well, I'm trying to think. Okay, tonight we have the opportunity call, and then Monday night is Mia's call, or am I wrong? I think so,
I think
right?
so.
Okay, Mia's call's Monday night, which I'm anxious to hear how that goes. Um,
I also already found a vendor event and I wasn't even looking for it, but somebody, because I had been telling people in my area about this. And one girl that she's like, I'm thinking about joining you. She's like, look at this, you should do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm signing up. It's in May. That'll be perfect timing to do like a product thing.
yeah.
I love the idea of like having people over to your house too once we get our kids to just like wash their face. I love that. That's a good idea. Tab, I was just had a question for you, and maybe others aren't on here. I know Emily, you are too, but like very non-talks. I'm obviously slowly trying to do that, but I'm not good at reading all that stuff, and so I rely on you guys. Are there concerns that people have brought to your attention with these products? It just made me think of Mia's call and all that. I was just curious
Sure.
because I've had a couple people ask, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest in saying like the crunchy community that I came from will like 90% of them are going to they've taken one look at this and they've ran the other way.
Okay.
Because of three ingredients, phenoxyethanol, polysorbate, and PEGs. Now I'm hoping that I feel comfortable with the product. I feel
Yeah.
like this product is not going to put anyone in harm's way.
Yeah.
It's not. But in Crunchy sets the standard so high that it makes it very difficult for people to fathom anything else, especially if they've built a platform around non-toxic ingredients and
Yeah.
they've preached about these specific ones. So at first I was like, oh crap, this is going to be a challenge for me. But from what I understand, and there's education around it, if as long as it's not contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, then it's completely safe. Phenoxyethanol is safe in less than 1%, is completely safe. But again, some people are going to be like, nope, it's a neurotoxin. I'm out. So, but 95% of the people aren't going to, I
Okay.
hate to say this, but they're not going to know.
Right.
They're not
Okay.
going to know the difference. They're not going to have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
But I have had a multitude of pushback because of it.
Okay. I was just curious.
They're
So I'm hopeful.
essentially the same standards of Beauty Counter. So, like people who came from Beauty Counter, like this is like what they're
Sure.
used to their
Okay.
standards. And the pegs, I believe, are only in the sunscreens, which I'm just not a sunscreen person. I don't even know, you know what I mean? Like I'll wear that in the summer if I'm going to be out in the sun and I'm not going to have a hat on. But it's not, I know some people like put it on every day under their makeup religiously. I don't. So, I mean, whatever. But from what I understand, it's just so that it makes it not go on like all like it's smooth instead of it being like weird. I mean, you want the product to work well. If it's like shitty because it doesn't have a chemical in it, it's
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I'm not going to use it. So there's that weird, you know, but
Yeah.
from my understanding is they're safe for our skin. We're not eating it. And the other thing is that people don't think about these products that are very, very clean, have almost no shelf life, and they
Right.
can grow mold in them. And you don't want that either, because
Yeah,
that's
that's a good
mold is
point.
going to be more toxic than a lot of what we've got here. So this is like actually really good, pretty clean standards. I'm still advertising it as not having endocrine disruptors and
Okay.
things, you know?
And I'm not going to be using like I will change my verbiage. I won't be saying things like non-toxic. I'm not going to
Yeah.
call it non-toxic.
Okay.
Because I just don't want I just like here's a clean option. Here's a great option. Here's something that, is going to be safe for you. The other thing I'm hopeful that they're going to do is give us some sort of a like we have some COAs, but I don't like I said, there's not a lot of like, hey, here's this documentation on the fact that this has been third party tested. Because from what I understand, Atmosphere is doing their own testing. Um, and that's great. But I need something to show people so
Yeah.
I can be like, hey, this is what's being done. It's pure when it comes from the source and blah, blah, blah. It's not contaminated. So I think as we move forward, that's going to be helpful.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, because Katie said it's clinical. Every esthetician I've ever talked to has tried to get me off of my clean skincare because they're like, it's not clinical enough. It's not going to help you. But like, because I was going in, I had like really bad wrinkles and, and they were like, well, I mean, it just might be that your skincare is not clinical enough. And I'm like, well, I don't want to put a bunch of toxins on my face. So I feel like this is a really good like middle ground where you're going to get results but you're also not just slathering on like retinol and like
Yeah.
stuff that's like really not good for you. My,
Hmm.
my friend that's joining hopefully today, she's an esthetician. She's like, I hate retinol. It's in everything. All my clients are using it and they don't realize that like the cell turnover, you don't necessarily want that because you're exposing new skin to like the elements every day instead of like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So I'm really going to go heavy on, 80% of skin aging is from the elements and the environment you're in because like I'm at an age where women are starting to care about that and they're like, shit, my skin looks like old all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Hi.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So,
and so I'm over here like, what all can I do to like reverse the damage that I've done. I know she doesn't like saying that reversing, but I'm like, how do I reverse this? Because you can, your body knows how to heal itself. You got to give it the right conditions.
mhm.
So,
I think a lot of us have been doing this, but I also think screenshotting conversations, even that we're having, I need to be better about this. So people on our teams can see responses and we can all help kind of like, oh, they're reaching out to more people. Okay, that's a nice response. You know what I'm saying? I think it motivates people to be like, okay, I need to have a conversations tonight, or that's a good response and how to respond to that.
Oh, I had a question. So I created a little messenger chat for just my personal team that I brought on. And because I was finding, and maybe this was just like my own perception and getting scared, but like because I get overwhelmed very easily by like all the group chats. But what's your kind of standard of practice right now for like I have mine, and basically what I figured I would do is I can handle all of them, but I'll just like weed in and drop in the important stuff and pin it in that little group. But and then getting them the study app, and then where else should they be? Like I just don't know if they should be in like a Facebook group, three group messenger chats, study. Like it just seems like a lot, right?
I think you should get them in either steady or boards, depending on if they're Android or not. That way we don't have that issue with
Got
people. 'Cause
it. Got
I'm
it.
an angry person. I would put them in the Facebook group,
Okay.
and I would just put them in your thread. They don't need to be
Okay.
added to ours also. Um, and I'm
Because
just
I want to start building that, like, I want to be positioned as their leader too,
yes.
so, and that got messy before, like with Nor, like, I just remember early on, like when I did that, it just got messy when you go to like branch away.
Yeah, I think you just do your own and Tabitha has her own. She's also in mine just so that she can grab
Right.
information we're doing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you don't want to overwhelm people. And I think on Facebook you can only have like 100 people in a chat. I'm not sure.
I think it's over 200 because I checked
Okay.
checked my Green Compass one and we've got like 220 something. So it must be like 250. I don't know.
Mm.
Okay. Because I mean, eventually as we grow, you're going to have top leaders that will make their own and so on. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
I'm not really utilizing the Facebook group, but I think it's great to have it. I just feel like the same. Like I'm like, okay, you have the Steady app, you have the chat that you're in, and I don't know. I think that's enough for them
Hmm.
to.
Hmm.
I think it would be good just to add them in there and then to tag them in something. Because if Allie has an announcement or they're not in steady and there's something in there, you can just tag them. Um, but I'm just adding them to it, and I'm not really doing much with it. But she did post like a here's what to do this month, and that's where I got my checklist from. I just kind of copied her thing. So I mean, it's up to you if you don't want to use the Facebook group.
No, I don't mind using it, and I'm sure that there's people in there that hang out there, so I'll add them to that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Excited for the events coming up.
Yeah, there's one here.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be good. There's one here too in Boulder.
Good.
Yeah.
Tabitha, where are you?
I'm in Illinois. There's none here. There's none here, or I don't think there's any in Missouri either, which I'm
I think
cool.
there is a Texas one, Leslie. I thought
Yeah,
that's where she was tonight, right?
Dallas.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
Texas is big though.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
have to
true.
like drive like 2 hours to go to your grocery store or something like that, is what I heard.
Yeah, well, if it's like I think maybe I might have seen one if it's up and that's like 3.5, 4 hours from me. So
Okay, that makes sense.
Not even worth
we're not
it.
gonna make that.
And there's none in Alaska, Monique, dang it.
Jeez, Moni.
But I would come to it to go to Alaska. Not even joking you. We should probably do one like the longest day of the year, like summer solstice event or something.
Right?
Especially because you could get some really good climate content there.
Ooh,
Oh
yeah.
my,
Yeah.
yeah, you
I
picked
need
the
your,
perfect climate.
when you get your kit, Mo, I need you to take it like with the moose, like in the background, okay?
I
Here's
know, but
my mood.
unfortunately, I'm gonna be in Florida, so I'm gonna have it shipped to my parents because we're gonna be there like the 30th or 31st. So I'm like, all my Alaska girls want to know what the skincare is like in Alaska, but I'm probably gonna start with like a different
In
bundle. So I don't
Florida.
know what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna go with the flow.
Well, you can talk about that too. I mean, that'll be like really good content to be like, okay, I'm in Florida right now, so
Yeah.
here's what I'm using. And then after this, I'm going to go on a plane that's going to dry my skin, and then I'll be in
Mhm.
Alaska. So I mean, that'll be like really good content.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We get the big green zipper bag with our kits, correct? Or no?
I think you have to buy it,
Oh, frick.
and they think they're going to sell out.
It's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like $78, I think they said for the
Yeah, I think so.
bag.
Oh, damn. I think I told someone they were gonna get it. Oh.
I think I did too, Katie.
I thought so too. I was like, when I was telling people early on, I'm like, I think you get the bag with it too.
I say hi to Tabitha.
Okay, Allison wants to say hi to Tabitha.
Hi, Allison.
Hey.
How are you?
And
I
Oh
love
my
you.
God.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
Oh, you're so cute.
So sweet. I'm glad I got to see you. They said there's only 1,000 bags, I think, from the first shipment. So, like, what we're gonna have to do is go order your kit, then you'll go in and you'll place a separate order for the bag if you want it. And it's gonna be, and then she said they would be in stock, like it wouldn't be like really long, but then they would put another shipment on. So I don't know.
I mean, it looks like a nice bag, especially if you're going to be like going to people's houses with it and
Right.
everything.
Like if you're gonna be trucking it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
got my bag in tow. All these
Yeah.
other girls that are taking their stuff and they're like Lindsay's like, host a pop-up and host, or not a pop-up, but host like a, little thing. And I'm like, but we don't have, it's like, I can still host something, but I have nothing to show you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like not really super effective, it doesn't seem right now for me to host something at my house, but
No, not yet.
it'll be good. It'll be worth the wait.
Use up all your skincare right now.
Yeah.
Kate gave me the great idea yesterday. Use it on the back of your hand. I'm like, I have all this skincare to use up. So I'm like, I'm just gonna put it everywhere.
I know I'm breaking out because I'm using all kinds of crap to try to use these stuff.
That's what I saw. Somebody did that over the summer, was like using up all their stuff and throwing it in the trash. And I think like that might be a good talking point, just to like, look, I have all this random stuff that I've bought because other people told me to buy it. And I feel like I went to that networking thing today and I said that to so many people. It's just like I never knew what to use other than what people told me to. So that'd be good for content, even for the people who aren't like trying to grow a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just use it all up.
All right. Will you let the dog in for me? Thank you.
Anita, I'm trying to ask, how did we know each other? Where did we meet?
Probably through, was it Megan Bray? I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah.
Oh, Brazier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I know your face. And then I was like, is she from Wilmington? You know, when you place someone and you're like, where? And then you said you're from Missouri. So I'm like, where do I know her from?
I tried to recruit Megan, by the way. She said no.
Oh, bummer.
She's done too many companies, I think, at this point.
Yeah, she would pretty much lose trust if she moved again, I think, right now.
Yeah. But I wonder how Amari is doing.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. We've had the talk with the peptides and everything. I just think wellness is shifting in general.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, Make Wellness is doing well, right? We know that that company is doing well, but I'm really curious to see what happens with them
Because
because
the injectable peptides work so much
they're
better.
just so much better. I mean, there still will be a market for people who don't want to do injections because, it has a stigma of like heroin addicts and steroid users, but
Well,
but
and Make Wellness launched skincare because one of the girls that joined me from Make was like, that was her objection. Well, Make's launching skincare. And I'm like, it's usually not a good sign when your wellness brand is launching skincare.
Yeah.
They kind of have no business doing that.
well,
Like
are they is it peptide skincare?
I don't know.
I bet you it is. So I bet you that there is peptides in the skincare, which another company was doing
Ours
that.
has peptides though.
Yeah, I know. And we should talk about that because I'm telling you what, you say peptides and your posts blow up. So just letting you guys know, should really plug that peptide stuff and do some research on what that actually means and what it does for your skin. Maybe that would be something good we could
Yeah, we could
do
do
in the
like
meantime.
hey, maybe next Thursday we talk about that. Like maybe for the people who are coming to the company to be product shares, but they don't know anything yet, like we can do like a little bit about the business and here's some cool things about our products,
I think
that
that would be good. Even though we don't have the products, like if we start talking about things, then it'll keep them interested and then they'll at least be able to like if they're at a girlfriend's house or whatever, they can start talking about it with people a little bit.
yeah, what if we every team meeting we highlight a product and kind of go deep with it? And like some of you skincare girls that are good at this, like vitamin C, I know that everybody needs that, but I don't really know why. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why we need vitamin C on our skin. Can I just put a lemon on my face? Is that the same thing? Like you guys can probably like, yeah, I'm learning, but like vitamin C, why is this different? And why is it so important to use it every day? And all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that would be a good idea to like highlight a product and go deep with it. Because the more people know, the more excited they're going to be about it. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, here's why I'm using it. And then they're going to talk about it.
Hmm. And with vitamin C, like they need to know why it has to be in like a dark bottle and that it can't be exposed to the sun for it to oxidize and all that. So I think just getting people to even know a little bit so that they know what they are talking about.
Okay, yeah, I love that
Like
idea.
skincare 101 or something. Just like, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I feel like that's probably about it, huh? Okay. It was so good to see you guys. I love this.
Mhm.
It's so
All
fun
right.
having people that are excited to be here
Yep.
instead of like dragging them through the mud. Like, we're having a leader call, two people show up.
And towards the end of mine, I just like I didn't even do them. That's how sad it was at the end.
We
So I was
stopped
like,
doing them too. The last one we did, we had like two people on. We were like, I guess we're not, and that was our team meeting. Remember that, Katie? We had three people show up. We were like, well, let's just not do these anymore.
yeah, I don't even think my team cared that I left. I'm wondering. I'm like, I left my team page, like I had a Facebook group with like 1,500 people in it. I'm like, I just leave it up, but I'm like, I don't think they're missing me at all.
Um, all right, guys. Well, I hope everyone has a good day.
All right, bye
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Bye.
Bye.